All right, welcome in as we get started for today's post-game press conference with head coach Albertin Montoya. We'll let him make a quick statement, and then we will open it up to questions. If you would like to record, just let us know. We'll allow that. If you have a question, just use the raise your hand feature, and we will get you called on. Coach, go ahead.
I'll start off with what I told the team at the end. I thought we played some really good football out there again, and I told them, look, you played well enough to win this game. You came into a hostile environment, packed stadium, which is difficult to play here in Portland, but we came out in that first half fired up and played so well. And throughout the entire game, we created opportunities. But the first goal, I told the team, you're going to be upset at yourself when you see both goals on film. We could have done a better job defensively on a 2v1 in the corner when Coffee got through, and then it led to a goal. And then a free kick at the end of the game. Well, not at the end of the game, but the wall just wasn't set up as it should be. So, we've got to help ourselves in that way. But they played so well. And what I will say is, absolutely adore this team. It's and all the players. They will never give up, regardless of the outcome, regardless of how the season's been. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy for them. It actually brings so much joy just to go out on the field and be with them there. And then also just coaching them every single day. It's a really good group, and they've got a bright future. I mean, we're not done. We still have games in the season, and we're going to continue getting better. They've got high goals and things they want to achieve. But I felt for them. I really felt for them because we played some good football in this game.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions. First hand up was for Brian. Brian, go ahead.
So, Coach, as I understand, this kind of concludes the playoff chase for this year. So what are your goals for the remaining games, and what are you looking to set people up? Some will be here, some won't. I know that you are, stepping down. So, I mean, what are your goals to end the season with and make sure everybody is on the right foot for the future?
So, Brian, that's something I'm actually going to have to think about because, as I've always said, I'm always thinking of the game in hand and what we're trying to achieve. And for now, I'm going to have to take a step back. But I can tell you that it shouldn't be very different than continue to get better, continue to play this type of football. We're enjoying the ball much more. We're being more creative, the movement off the ball, and we just need to be a little bit stronger mentally and physically in certain areas of the field, and just fine-tuning some of those things. If they get that right, it's going to be a pretty special season next year. And then also, the addition of Brooklyn and Sydney at center back. So once again, they had a very good game, and this is the third or fourth game that they've played together. So that relationship is going to continue getting better with players around them understanding, what their strengths are, and it'll continue to come together. That's really, now that you put me in the spot, it's just how I can build and get them ready for next season.
And I guess to follow up that, the way the team is playing right now, although some of the results have been there, some of them haven't. With Penelope getting back, I know Rudy's off for international, I believe, right? Is that right? But the way the team is playing right now, and how different would this season be if you could have this team for the entire 34 games?
Well, who knows, how,
20, yeah.
Right, no, it's okay, but who knows how it would be. But I will tell you that, and not taking it away from the incredible job that Joelle and Kelly and, Abby at the beginning of the season, all the players that have played at that center back position. But we've added two players that just feel very comfortable in that position, and that's what they play. I think that would have helped us. But we still need to do a better job at finishing today. We had great chances as well. I got to give credit to the keeper. She made some good saves, and then we were just off by a little bit, or they put a foot on one of the shots that would lead to a corner. It's but who knows, it would have been different, but it may have been. But we can't look back, and now we just have to look forward and make the most of what we have and get ready for next season.
All right, thanks, Brian. Up next, Paula.
Buenas noches, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias. Paula, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú? Albertin, you guys set the tone early. What positives would you like to take after this game? And what do you guys talk about, after you guys scored the first goal? And what was the conversation in the locker room after the first half? Thank you. I do have a follow-up. Thank you so much. Gracias.
No, yeah, but as you said, we started very positive. We were playing, I thought, maybe some of the best football we've played this season, and our movement, our midfield was brave, getting on the ball. It's obviously a good field here and a good surface, which allows us to play the type of football we want to play. And the message from that at halftime was that let's continue to be a threat and be more aggressive going forward, but we have to make sure that defensively we can step up and put pressure on them in certain parts of the field. And and that's what happened in the corner on that goal that we conceded. It was a 2v1. We had numbers around the ball, but Coffee just kind of went through two of us, and then a great finish by Moultrie. We had also talked about not conceding fouls, but around the 18, because obviously Moultrie is very dangerous with the free kicks. But it was really just keep up the same mentality and the energy, because we knew they would come out strong. They had to. I mean, they were down 1-0. They're playing at home in front of a packed stadium, and Sinclair's a special day. So we just didn't weather the storm for long enough. And then once they got that goal, it led to a lot of their momentum. And then toward the end of the game, again, we started creating chances and opportunities. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yes, I do have a follow-up. This week we have been talking about you guys getting ready to play away. At this point, what would you like to change? Now there's going to be another game coming out with Seattle. What would you like to change after you guys play at home? What do you think you guys need to do? Thank you so much. Gracias.
Well, I wouldn't change too much, because I said we played some really good football, but attention to detail, making sure that we're a bit better defensively in 2v1 opportunities when we're actually in numbers up. And then, the set pieces, working on the wall and just making sure that we get it right. It's just fine tuning. It's really not that much. Obviously, we're playing a good team at home, at their home, and we knew there would be moments in the game that they would control, and we did as well. But that's one of the things you improve. It's like, hey, you have to, when you lose a little bit of control of the game, which is normal, it's going to happen, it's bend but don't break. We just have to make sure that we absorb the pressure, but we're smart, and that's something that we hope to improve against Seattle.
La última pregunta. Decías en inglés que estás, independientemente del resultado, tú estás muy orgulloso de este equipo. Cuéntanos un poco cómo, yo lo he visto en práctica, ustedes siempre están muy positivos. ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta, independientemente de los juegos, de la práctica? ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de tu equipo? Gracias.
Lo que más me gusta es trabajar con el equipo. Ellas vienen siempre a jugar y a fajar, y de verdad ponen el corazón siempre ahí en las prácticas, en los juegos, y se ve. Nosotros, mira, estamos para abajo de los standings, pero siempre vienen y corren duro, juegan bien y juegan para el equipo. Y eso es muy importante, y nosotros de verdad estamos así como un equipo, y tenemos que seguir haciendo eso para que el año que viene tengan eso, y entonces mejor fútbol todavía, y vamos a ganar muchos juegos.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias, Paula.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be back in just a moment with Hannah Bebar and Taylor Huff. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, we are back in with Taylor Huff and Hannah Bebar, and we'll go ahead and go straight to questions. Brian, I saw your hand up. Go ahead. Brian?
I had to unmute there.
There you go.
So Taylor, this is your third goal of the season today. It seems like more and more lately you're kind of taking control of that midfield and creating some of those opportunities, and people are looking to you for opportunities. How much do you think you've grown from this season, and what do you look to capitalize on the rest of this season and then heading into next year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was actually out wide today, so I had a little bit more opportunity. But yeah, I've grown through the midfield, and Albertin has done a good job at giving me that freedom in the 10 role. But playing with good players in the midfield who like to play make like I do, so that always makes it easy. And then being out wide today, it just gave me the opportunity to get in and around the box a little bit closer and get that goal.
As they were saying on the broadcast that you practice that left foot like daily, day after day after day. How I mean, I'm sure that is true, but how true is that? And is that just going to be kind of your signature move across the D and that left foot flies?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, do practice every single day and practice those finishes, but I know in the off season is when I practice those the most. And yeah, I do like to be on my left foot and bend it around, and I feel like I have more control of that on my left foot, so it was definitely a signature goal.
And then for both of you there, today unfortunately marks elimination from the playoffs, but what do you take from the growth this season and where this team is heading, long term into the future?
Yeah, I think this team has fought every single game, and one thing you'll never question is how much effort and hard work we put into trainings and games. So I think that's something we're gonna continue to build on and rely on going into next season. And we're only gonna grow in terms of our soccer on the field, our chemistry, our tactical and technical awareness. But I think we have that grit and we have that character, and it's just now getting some of the soccer pieces right for next year.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. We'll go next to Paula.
Good evening, guys. This is for Taylor. Regardless of the result, you created momentum for your team. What was the communication after the first half? Thank you so much, and I do have a follow-up. Thanks.
Yeah, I thought the first half we played really well. We played with and off of each other. We were combining, and I thought that was the best soccer in the first half, and we held them up 1-0, obviously, which says a lot. And yeah, so that was awesome to go into half up, but obviously we have to keep that going and get the result at the end of the day. So sad not to get that result, but I thought we played good soccer in that half.
One more question. Just talking to Albertin, he said it doesn't matter the result. He's so proud of you guys. I would like to follow up about the process of building that culture inside and out the field. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can kind of speak to this. I think we appreciate the coaches so much just at what they give every single day, knowing that Albertin isn't going to be the head coach next year. It's like he still comes in with so much enthusiasm and such positive spirit, and I know if I were in that position, I'm not sure I could do the same. So I think we have so much respect and appreciation for him and how he has just given everything, and I think it kind of wears off in the locker room. And what Hannah was saying earlier, how we've just given so much effort, and yeah, it hasn't come out on the field with the results, but I think we can learn a lot from Albertin and the way he goes about his way and lives his life. So it's honestly encouraging to see all of the coaching staff, for that matter, just their positivity and the way they've led this team.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Paula.
Thank you.
Brian, did you have one more question?
Yeah, I did. I posed this to Albertin, but I'm going to pose it to both of you too. The way the team is playing, regardless of how it's been some grinding results, but the defense has been better, the marking's been better, but the way the team is playing right now, with this team, the way they are playing at the moment, if you had it for the entire 26 games this year, how much better would this season be?
I mean, I can't necessarily speak to the first couple months as I came in around May, but I think soccer just in general is a game of such ebbs and flows, and it's about matchups and it's about moments, and sometimes, it's hard to say that if we played this style in the first half of the season, if it would have changed results, if it would have helped. But I think what you have to do is keep looking to the next game, and you have to keep going forward, and you have to keep trusting in your teammates and yourself. And so I think that's a hard thing to retroactively say, but I do think playing this way now is going to help us immensely going into the next season.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, that is it for us today. We will head back, and then we're back on the road against Seattle next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.